The Fillmore Central Falcons stayed unbeaten last night with a 49-0 victory over the Kenyon Wanamingo is your opponent next week over Wabasha Kellogg this week as Chris Mensink joins us. And Chris, got to start with the defensive side of the ball. Once again, only 2 yards of total offense given up, negative 33 yards rushing, 2 first downs, and a safety on the night. That's a pretty complete effort on that side of the ball. You agree?
Yeah, no, our kids were really in tune. Like you said, Wabasha is doing a little different things offensively, and they do some deceptive things with their guards and pulling. But our kids stayed true to their keys and their assignments, and we're in the right places when they had to be, and we're playing really good, disciplined defensive football right now. So.
And you can't complain too much on the offensive side of the ball. You had 9 possessions in that game, scored 6 touchdowns offensively, a nice balance of 215 yards rushing and 112 yards passing. What made the offense click last night?
Well, I think, it was a very similar game to our previous game with Lewiston the week prior. We had some elements to deal with this week. So we said we still need to be able to throw the ball. We still need to be able to run the ball in those elements and take care of the football. And I think our kids executed very well in the conditions that were presented to them last night. So not turning the ball over. We did have 1 fumble deep in our territory late in the game, but proud of our defense to step up and keep them out of the offense and out of the end zone in our JV defense. And then our JV offense took the ball and finished the game out with the ball in our hands and marched the ball down the field. So, offensively, I thought, it all starts up front. Again, I think our quarterback had good protection most of the night. In the passing game, he was very efficient again. I think we were 8 for 9. Chase was 8 for 8. And Anthony was 0 for 1. The ball hit our receiver in the hands, but it was a slippery ball. So our manager did a great job of trading balls out last night and keeping them dry. And we had a nice dry ball when we were wanting to throw the ball. So that all played into that as well. Offensive line opened some nice holes for our rushing game as well last night. And I thought Kyle Daniels and really ran the ball well. Anthony Keeney ran the ball well. We ran a couple of jets to Jace Keeney and Josh Haugrud as well. Those guys protected the ball, and they did a nice job in space, even with the conditions.
And you bring up Jace Keeney. He helped the special teams get on the board with punt return score. So all 3 facets are really helping the scoring last night. How have your special teams improved throughout the course of the season?
Boy, I think we still have some things to work on. I think with our PAT team, we're getting a little penetration, but our kickoff team last night, they were on a mission. They did an excellent job of pinning them deep and tackling, and they're really, really coming into their own. Like you said, we forced that safety on our punt return team did. They're getting a lot of pressure up front. Coach Peterson's doing a nice job coaching those kids up. And 2, we could hear the other coach on the other sideline. They punted it out of bounds for most of the night when they had to punt it, but and that's exactly why they didn't get it out of bounds once. And Jace picked that ball up, and he's a threat to score with it anytime he touches it.
And you got MEA week coming up this week. Granted, you got an extra day with playing on Thursday as compared to Friday. This is something you deal with year in and year out. How traditionally do you handle this week of preparation with the shorter week?
Yeah, I think it's good that our district moved week 7 to Thursday. Traditionally it had always been on Friday, and it was even a shorter week yet. But I think spacing it out gets us used to that first round of playoffs as well when we go the following Tuesday over MEA break too. So it's better for kids and their bodies and getting themselves ready to go. So we'll have a film session tonight. We've been busy with film today to get ready for a tough Kenyon Wanamingo squad. They've got 1 loss, and obviously this is a big game at home. Really for the number 1 seed in our section. So our kids they're looking for film right away this morning, and they're ready to turn the page and start preparing.
And you mentioned 1 loss Kenyon in Wanamingo team, a lot of things on the line next Wednesday night. Looking at them on film, and I know it's only a Friday afternoon and you just played last night, so you probably haven't had a chance to dig deep yet, but on the surface, what impresses you the most about them?
Well, their running game, right? Their quarterback is a large individual. They do a good job in in the option. So I really like their play caller. He does a nice job of mixing things up. And if you try to take something away and are out of position, he finds it right away and he'll hit you where you're not. So once again, it's going to be very similar to this past week. Our kids are going to have to play disciplined football, and we can't be guessing and trying to make plays where we're not supposed to be. We got to trust the guy next to us that they're going to make the play. And to shut down a triple option, right, you've got to have guys that you got to have somebody on the fullback, got to have somebody on the quarterback, got to have somebody on the pitchback, right? And they're 90% run, right? They're going to run the football. That's what they hang their hat on. So that's definitely what we have to prepare to stop.
And is it difficult to prepare for a triple option, knowing the fact that it's an offense that not a lot of teams run anymore?
Yeah, it is. I think our kids, we see a little bit of it, not as much as we used to, but we've done a pretty good job with it this year. But these guys are pretty big up front, and their quarterback's a tough, hard runner. He likes to keep it a lot of times. So we're definitely going to be a big challenge for our defense. But we're coming off of 3 shutouts, so they've got some confidence. We're playing well, so we just got to continue to do that.
All right. Hopefully the winning ways can continue this week, Coach. Keep your guys healthy next Wednesday night and go clinch that number 1 seed. We wish you best of luck.
All right. Thank you, Darren.
Chris Mensink, head coach of the Fillmore Central Falcons, Kenyon Wanamingo, and Fillmore Central for the number 1 seed in Harmony coming up next Wednesday night.